Cameron Palmer, Mike Patterson here with the Brunswick Auto Mart postgame show. Walsh Jesuit wins 62-38 in a crazy second half. Just kind of recap the start of the third quarter for us.
I mean, third quarter was crazy. It was just back and forth. You got a kick return from Lake Catholic. They run it all the way back, 70-plus yards. You get another. Walsh responds with their kick return of their own for about 60-plus. They score a touchdown. They get the ball back. Frankie throws a touchdown. Walsh gets the ball back. Keller runs for one. Styles score one. It was just a high-scoring third quarter, and then in that fourth quarter, they kind of just punched him in the mouth. I feel like the run game was, I was talking to Cam, it was just ultimately too much in that second half. It was a lot of big plays in that third quarter, as we talked about. It was a big play game in general, but they just flat out came out in that second half ready to play and punched him in the mouth.
I think what we saw a lot of that in that third quarter is kind of what we both expected. The big plays, big plays for touchdowns necessarily. You can have a lot of big plays, but big plays that go for touchdowns. It's a lot of what I saw from Lake Catholic against Holy Name and Kinston earlier on in the year. And it happened a bunch tonight. Obviously, not enough big plays and kind of some stagnant offense, much like you mentioned, getting punched in the mouth. And then probably just some tired bodies and athletes out there, because that Walsh run game was hard to stop tonight, and they were running a lot. Their quarterback, their running back Weaver had over 20 carries, so just a lot on everyone who plays both sides of the ball, and there's a good majority of players on both teams that go both ways. So the wear down eventually kind of played into the Warriors' favor, and they come away with a big win. Now, in the event Walsh loses next Friday, and if Lake Catholic wins on Saturday against NDCL, they will hold a share for the Crown Conference in one of the final two Crown Conference games next week. So a lot on the line, not only tonight, but heading into next week. Just kind of getting the final thoughts for tonight.
It was just exciting. The first half was me and Ken were talking, we definitely thought it was going to be one of those down-the-wire games. We thought the missed field goal would make a difference, but it didn't. It was just fun to watch Walsh put together the offensive. It was just fun to watch Walsh put together the offensive clinic that they did. 62 points. Anytime you put up over 50, that speaks for itself. I feel like they had a very balanced game. It came out in the first half with a lot of big plays in the pass game. Got Owen going. Then the second half, like you said, depending on their run game, just wore down that Lake Catholic defense, tired them out. Had a lot of key stops in the red zone in the first half that stopped touchdowns that I think helped them control the game leading into that second half. But ultimately, it was a nice night of football, and I'm excited to see these two teams in the future.
It was a great one. Hands down, probably lived up for the most part to its game of the week moniker, obviously, until things got a little out of hand at the end of the third quarter and fourth quarter. 42 points in the second half from Walsh Jesuit. You score 42 points in the second half, you really shouldn't lose any football game. You could be down 41-0. You score 42 points in the second half, you're probably going to come away with a win. So that's all we got on the Brunswick Auto Mart. You got anything else?
One more. Huge performance from Keller Moten, by the way. Definitely a player of the week nominee. Over 330 all-purpose yards, 5 total touchdowns. Very efficient day on the passing. Threw for 265 yards, only 13 attempts. A lot of big chunk plays. 3 touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, over 100 on the ground. So he's definitely looking to become a player of the week. So keep your eye out on him.
He's got my vote, I'll tell you that much.
My vote for sure.
Thank you guys so much for watching the Brunswick Auto Mart postgame show. I'm Cameron Palmer. My partner here, Mike Patterson. Thank you guys so much.